Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here, this time doing another Spidey-tember episode review, and this one is on the 8th episode from the first season of Spectacular Spider-Man, Reaction. Now, Reaction is pretty much the 8th episode in the first season of Spectacular Spider-Man, as well as given the fact that it was directed by Jennifer Gall, as well as written by Andy Jandit. And keep in mind the premise of the episode is meant to feature how Dr. Otto Octavius ends up in a serious accident caused by the Green Goblin, and due to the accident ends up becoming Dr. Octopus. And the way I kind of see Otto and Dr. Octopus is a more different personality. I know it's later suggested that the brain damage was in fact rewiring itself to his extra tentacles, but the way I saw it was more like Dr. Octavius' more darker side, because when you do see Norman complain to him, you can tell Otto feels like trying to take him out, which shows you how much he feels. And I think when Otto does kind of crawl up in a ball and says, "I've been good," it gives you this feel that Otto was bullied or picked on or abused in his own childhood. And the way I kind of see Otto is more like a dark reflection of what Harry will eventually become, as well as showing what Peter would become if he had become something far worse. And we also do see how Gwen does notice signs of Harry's unusual behaviour, and we do kind of see him still taking the Goblin Green as a drug. And we also do see how both Peter and Liz will end up eventually slowly going together. And I kind of like how they don't really force the whole MJ-Peter relationship too quickly. And I think had the show kept going for more seasons, we eventually would have seen MJ and Peter still being together. And I think the episode, in my opinion, is a better improvement over the last two. I think they do build up Otto well. Like, they give you the sense that Otto was a good person, but just needed the confidence and help to kind of boost up. And you can kind of tell there's signs that Otto does live a miserable life, like living in a crappy apartment. And when you've got pictures on his wall with accomplishments, it gives you that sign that Adrian Toomes and him were close friends, and it also kind of implies the company that he used to work for, Tricorp, actually did respect Otto, but when they took away his sort of project, it kind of gives you the impliement that Tricorp were against Oscorp from the start and didn't want Otto to take anything that could make it into a weapon. And yeah, I would say the difference between Dr. Octavius and Dr. Octopus are two different personalities. Like Dr. Octopus being a bit more aggressive, dangerous, and more kind of tired of being the world's punching bag, while Otto Octavius was just meant to be a weak, timid, sad excuse for a man who just needed help and a confidence boost. I think it does the same good job like Spider-Man 2, because with Spider-Man 2, you actually did feel bad for Otto. Like, you could tell with his Sun project, he wanted to make it work without doing any proper pre-testing, and because of it, ended up losing not only his wife, but also his own life. And I think that did work. And like I said, I think the episode also does a great job in building up the whole Venom storyline, where, yeah, in the next episode, we will eventually see the Shuttle bring the Venom symbiote, much like Spider-Man the Animated Series. So I think this episode is definitely better. If you're a fan of the whole Doc Ock storylines, or if you're kind of wanting to see a better story with a character downfall, then this is your one. So I think it deserves 2 thumbs ups. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.